12 pounds of masonry vanished into a banker's pockets before the drop. This was not suicide, but a staged execution beneath London streets on June 18, 1982. Roberto Calvi carried secrets that could collapse the entire Holy See into dust within days. What drove a God's banker to fill his coat with stones before leaping? The world watched the Lateran Treaty reshape sovereignty for a city-state surrounded by enemies. Mussolini handed over billions to secure power, creating an invisible treasury for the church. No one noticed how quickly a single man learned to move this new fortune without questions. But who would eventually hold the keys to every account and hide behind divine silence? Pope Pius XI chose Bernardino Nogara as the architect for this hidden financial empire in 1929. His mission was clear: turn a modest sum into an untouchable fortress against chaos. Nogara understood that true power lay not in owning land, but in controlling the flow itself. He would build a bank before his time was up to hold it all forever. Nogara turned $92 million from the dictator into nearly $1 billion by his final breath. His investments bled directly from industries profiting during the darkest hours of history. The Institute for Works of Religion emerged in 1942 as a sovereign bank immune to war taxes. Yet the most dangerous secrets were not hidden in ledgers, but inside human ambition itself. Michele Sindona arrived to launder drug profits while weaving ties between organized crime and the clergy. He moved heroin cash through Vatican channels, turning sin into a silent currency for Rome. The bank operated without oversight while global powers scrambled to track every stolen cent across the seas. But even a God's banker cannot escape the gravity of his own rising greed forever. Roberto Calvi assumed leadership in 1975 with a reputation that made kings bow and tremble. Banco Ambrosiano expanded until it carried debts nearing $1 billion before the fall. He possessed 2 watches, cash in hand, yet his net worth vanished like smoke at dawn. The moment he stepped onto the bridge, nothing could stop what came crashing down immediately after. Authorities initially claimed suicide despite bricks weighing him down to the watery depths below. 2 separate investigations later proved his death was a murder, not an act of despair. A missing briefcase held the truth about CIA and Mafia overlaps that still haunt history books today. If 5 men were acquitted, what other truths remained buried beneath the stone floorboards of Rome? Archbishop Marcinkus sat at the helm while Calvi's body cooled beneath London streets for days. Decades later, Cardinal Beccia faced scandal over missing millions in questionable hospital acquisitions that shocked believers. The institution survived each crisis by shifting blame to individuals rather than the system itself. So how can a bank built on silence ever truly reveal its full inventory without breaking? Pope Benedict XVI ordered the first annual reports to see into this black box in 20 years. Transparency became mandatory, shattering decades where no external oversight ever touched the ledgers or books. Assets now stand at $6.5 billion as seen by 2024 auditors worldwide. Yet the question remains whether openness can ever truly fix what was built on blood? The initial verdict of suicide failed to convince families or independent investigators who knew better. 5 men were acquitted, yet the murder investigation concluded Calvi never jumped alone in that dark rain. Millions disappeared while investigators fought to find which hands held the rope and who pulled it tight. Who else is still sitting on piles of gold that no court can ever touch or name? Legacy remains a mixture of reverence and suspicion regarding the Vatican's hidden treasury forever. Nogara turned $92 million into nearly $1 billion, leaving a fortune that outlived his enemies entirely. The bank became a symbol of sovereignty exempt from war taxes while the world burned outside walls. But does history judge gold more harshly than the silence that allowed it to grow so fast? $6.5 billion now sit in accounts that remain largely invisible to the public eye. We see numbers, but we never know which souls bought the bricks or cut the rope above. The Vatican Bank survived every scandal by becoming a fortress where truth cannot enter without permission granted first. When the final ledger closes, who will hold the keys to the secrets that vanished forever? Subscribe for more financial history stories.